We're going to look at now factoring polynomial expressions. And the first rule of factoring will always be to ensure that we've removed what we call the greatest common factor. So we're going to look at a binomial now in example 6. Given the polynomial 8x plus 36, it says what is the GCF of each term in the polynomial. So this is kind of a thought question. We don't always write it out exactly this way when we factor. We usually go right to the factoring part. But this is kind of breaking it down into 2 steps for us. So when we look for the GCF, we're looking for numbers and we're looking for letters. Well, there's numbers in both terms, but there's not letters. So that tells me that the GCF can only be a number. So I'm looking at 8 and I'm looking at 36. And to find the greatest common factor, what we've done in the last unit is we listed all the factors. 36 has a lot of factors. So I'm going to look at the factors of 8, which is the smaller number. And each time I write a factor, I'm going to try to decide which one divides into 36. So 8 is 1, 2, 4, and 8. All the factors of 8. 1, we don't consider the greatest common factor. 1 is a factor for every number. Does 2 go into 36? Yes, it's even. Does 4 go into 36? Yes, 4 times 9 is 36. Does 8 go into 36? No. So the largest number that goes into both 8 and 36 is 4. Then we move on to part 2. So to factor the polynomial, we're going to write it as a product. And that product is going to be the GCF and another term. So the next thing that I'm kind of thinking in my head, linking these 2 steps, is I need to know what's 8x divided by 4 and what's 36 divided by 4. So 8 divided by 4 is 2, but don't forget your x, plus 36 divided by 4 is 9. So when I rewrite my factors, I'm going to say 4 multiplied by 2x plus 9 would give me 8x plus 36. And we can check that. We can do multiplying through. So 4 times 2x, 8x. 4 multiplied by 9, 36. I do get the polynomial that I started with, so I know that I factored it correctly. And I also know that I factored it correctly because 2 and 9 do not have another common factor. 4 was the GCF. I like to check that every time I do a question. So let's write that out. When we verify, if they ask you to verify, you have to show this step. So I'm going to check. 4 multiplied by 2x is 8x. 4 multiplied by 9 is a positive 36. I get the answer that I started with. I know my factors are correct.